pretty sure that this cultist round's gonna be too much for him. We know he doesn't have a Yurden or anything.
We must trust each other.
Yeah, we didn't give him cultists fast enough for him to get boosted here, but it doesn't matter. Good old Garrison. You got a fair amount of points there, let's be honest. Let's go Cultist Squirrel. Teach him the meaning of squirrel. We didn't really need to play that card. I just wanted to see if we could get to 100. We did. GG. Today we're going to be playing Nilfgaard, because we haven't done Nilfgaard yet. Considering all the new Nilfgaard cards for Cultists, we're going to be playing Cultists. So for this deck, we're going to go Imprisonment with Collar. Collar might be a bit overkill on control, but I like Collar, so we threw it in here. It's pretty good. Imprisonment just gives us a little extra control, because we don't have a ton in our deck. And we have the Eternal Eclipse. So Eternal Eclipse is probably the best scenario in the game to hit with Heatwave, just because of Chapter 1 effect, if you can cancel it's very good. So infuse all of your non-disloyal cultists in the battlefield, deck, and hand. With whenever you play cultist, boost self by 1, then increase the value by 1 if it's a bronze. So if you're playing a bunch of bronzes, it gets the value on the boost up even higher and higher. Then you finish with your gold cultists. Gets you a whole bunch of points. So that's what it does. It gives you a ton of points. So if you can Heatwave it before at Chapter 1, you can kind of shut down most of the cultist stuff. But that's not the only thing we can do in that, because we do have Masquerade Ball. Masquerade Ball, we like to throw down round 1. At least I do. It helps you win the round, get your long round 3 or long round 2 for a 2-0 push, depending on how you want to play the game. And we have synergies with it with the Collar and the Imprisonment and the Thirsty Dames, which are running. And we have Infuse on a couple of our cultists, and that triggers her ability on the Thirsty Dames. So Masquerade Ball is really good round 1. So that's why we have that in here. We have Jean Calvite here. He's in here to help find our scenarios, basically, because we need them. We don't have many tactics. Actually, we don't have any tactics. But he's still, I think, good enough to help find your scenarios for later in the game. Especially for round 3. Because you don't really want to... Usually you don't play a scenario round 2. Unless you really want to go for a 2-0. So finding him round 3 by playing him is good. He's also an aristocrat. And a pretty big point play. So that's nice. And we do need cards. Well, we'll get to why we need cards. Gold cards in a minute. But yeah, I think he's pretty good. You could, if you want, run an Ownermancy instead to find your scenarios. You have to cut another 3 provisions somewhere, which is kind of the problem. And he does trigger Ball, which is nice. So I went with him instead. But you could maybe do that. I think he's good, though. We've got Vincent. Destroy with status. We have a lot of ways to give statuses. We've got the locks. We've got poisons. We've got infused. So he's pretty good. The opponents could infuse their cards as well. All the scenarios spawn doomed things. You could destroy them like that. I believe they all spawn doomed ones. Not the trouble check on the Syndicate one for that one. Not sure that one's doomed, but I would imagine it is. We've got Invocation for removal. Now, here's the only thing I would considering changing in this deck. I played this deck quite a few times. Is it Invocation for a Heat Wave to answer other control or other scenarios? I'm just not convinced yet. Heat Wave is a card I'd like to consider putting in. But right now we just have Invocation. We've got Felipe Van Morlem. Against decks without control, he dominates a round completely. There's some decks without control, so he dominates those rounds very, very well. And we've got Artorias Vigo. By the way, don't overlook the ability to put Zeal out. Or the Doomed out against certain decks. It's very useful. But the Poison lock's really where it's at. We got Artorias Vigo. He's going to create a 1-power bronze. Usually we just want this to trigger the Cultists again with the Eternal Eclipse. So he triggers the Cultists again. By the way, Eternal Eclipse needs a gold Cultist. Make sure you remember that. A lot of people tend to forget that, including me sometimes. But yeah, he spawns a bronze Cultist, and that helps you with the long round. It gives you more points, and yeah, it's pretty good. We got our Prophet. I like Prophet. He messes the opponent's hand up, makes them play suboptimally. It's just really good. Just really good, I think. And he's the only cultist outside of this expansion, which I believe I commented on at some point. But yeah, he's pretty cool. Pretty cool in this deck. We got Master Ceremonies. This is why we need the gold units, because he infuses 2 of our random non-gold cultists with the cultist category. And he gives them this other little effect, which doesn't always take effect, but when it does, it's nice. that they do 3 damage if you have 3 or more cultists when you play them. Usually, so we can give the cultist tag to Vigo, Felipe, Vincent, or Jean, and 2 of them are going to have cultist tag. So ideally we give them all the cultist tag by the end of the game with deacons, but he gives it to them at the beginning, and those are the cards we use to trigger the Eternal Eclipse. We got a Cupbearer. This is triggered for the Purify and the Poison. The Purify we don't use that much, but the Poison's pretty handy, and if you want to purify something, you can with them. Got the 2 Blightmakers, the 2 Deacons. So Deacons are really nice because you play them, and then you infuse something in your hand with the Cultist category, so if you don't have enough to trigger the Eternal Eclipse, you just play this, and then give what a Cultist to whatever you need. And if you just give everything Cultist in your hand, you're pretty well off. One thing to mention you can do, by the way, is you can give Blightmaker Cultist, and then, or you can give in your deck the Mage Assassin's Cultist with the second ability, the Order, infuse a unit in your deck, and you play the Blightmaker, it summons out the Mage Assassin, you've got 2 Cultist engines going. Just keep that in mind. Although this one's really weak at 2, but yeah. Thirsty Dames are here for the ball, get a bunch of points that way. 2 Fangs of the Empire to get more poisons, combo with the ball, bit of control with the poisons and Cupbearer, and then balls. We got 5 poisons, and then we can get more from Felipe Van Morlehem. So it's pretty good. Squirrel for Banish. And then we just have 2 Initiates and 2 Hunters just for the scenarios, the respectively Eclipse and Ball. This is the deck. I think it's pretty cool. Cultists actually seem kind of good, which is nice considering they only got 4 cards. And they only had 1 to start with, so let's see how we do in these games. I've had some good success with this deck so far. Alright, we've got one of the Deathwish decks here. By the way, if you do enjoy the videos, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate it. Lets me know you guys are enjoying the content here. I stopped saying like and subscribe, so we're going to stop liking and subscribing. So I'm going to say it again. Alright, what do we have here? We don't have a scenario. I think we need locks this round. There is an annoying deck that we'll see if it is what it is. I think we need both these locks, is what I'm saying. And Felipe would be handy for the Doomed if the opponent's running what I think they are. So we're going to go with that here. I think I know what they're doing. We'll just open with this Thirsty Dame. The only deck I've seen running Overwhelming Hunger lately. We'll see if it is it before I talk about it. Maybe not. And let's talk about it. The only deck I've seen running Overwhelming Hunger is triple Sir Scratch-A-Lot. Where you go Sir Scratch-A-Lot, you consume with the Raucous Queen. Do we actually have a way to stop this, by the way? We have a Purify, right? Yeah, it's right here. They just go triple Sir Scratch-A-Lot, and then they play it with Koshe round 3, and then Witch's Sabbath. The Witch's Sabbath back the 3 Sir Scratch-A-Lots. Or like 2 of them and something else. You know what I mean. You know what I mean? This nonsense. It's quite annoying. But what we're going to do here is we're just going to lock all of them and then use Felipe. We're just going to use Felipe Van Morlehem, give them all Doomed. Which is why we opened with the Thirsty Dame. And we just stop all of that from going on, hopefully. We doomed the we give the Raucous Queen Doomed and all that good stuff. We should have a good answer with Felipe. Raucous Queen, leader ability, bring back Sir Scratch-A-Lot. Yeah, I've seen this before. This deck is super annoying, by the way. I'm almost dislike this deck more than the Witch's Sabbath Triple Garnicore. Witch's Sabbath is not a card I like. In case you didn't know that. The thing with the Doomed is we have to lock and Doomed it. So, you go like this. Give it Doomed. Then we lock it so it can't be replayed. Because if it gets replayed, it loses the Doomed. But we should be able to lock Doomed everything now. Sadly, we don't have our Squirrel. There's only ever the Raucous Queen, too. There's a Peller. Well, I don't think you have enough locks, because we're going to keep doing this for the rest of the game. We have to give Doomed. Doomed's the more important effect here, then we lock it again. I can do this every turn, buddy. Every turn. Not quite every turn, only 4 turns, but you get what I'm saying. He is not going to have enough Purifies to stop this. We should also Doom the Cave Troll if we get a chance. Which we're going to do right now. Deacon puts us a point ahead, actually. Let's go with him.
Marked by the fiend doom.
This is why Felipe Van Morlehelm's so good. If you don't have control for him, he can wreck. Just like wreck whole strategies. Uh-huh. Yeah. We'll take that 1 damage, buddy. So, basically what he's saying here is that he doesn't have a way to kill Felipe other than this. We can just lock this then. I think we were going to want to poison this card. So we'll do this. We'll just use a hunter and lock this guy.
I wonder what my snails will capture this time.
We do have 2 leaders left for more Sir Scratch-a-Lot stuff. He's going to do it. But we definitely just want to save leaders for round 3. And the reason, by the way, that the Eltibold so how do you say this? Eltibold is so good with Sir Scratch-a-Lot is it replays itself, right? So every turn he's getting our Sir Scratch-a-Lot triggering this cooldown. Pretty sure that's what he's going for. Neat idea. Should have done this earlier. We can't let him win the round, but I think he might. Which is super annoying. We need 11 points. Do we have 3 cultists? 1... We have 1 cultist? Let's go here. I'll probably go Artorias Vigo. I want to play Jean Calvi, but we need this. I think we might need the... I want the 3rd cultist to trigger his ability for more damage. Because we can't just play him round 2 to get our scenarios round 3. This gets us Invocation. Invocation's pretty useful. Invocation is pretty useful. Do we Invocation here? We're going to play Vigo. Well, if we actually can play this. We can play him. I think we Invocation... Cave Troll's Doom, so I don't care that much about it. So I think we just take this token off the field. Because it's the biggest points. We go like this. We go Squirrel. That's what we were looking for. We banish the Arrakis Queen. Alright, what's next? It's honestly a really good finisher to the round. 11 points, sets up the next round. He's probably going to win on even because we didn't get... we spent our whole time just playing around his combo for later in the game, but, you know, what you can do. So let's play for 11, which is nice. Alright. So no Arrakis Queen. He's going to have 1 Skur Scratch-a-Lot, no Cave Troll. We have 2 leaders. So we just want to draw like one of the scenarios and trigger it this round. There's Ball. And there's Eclipse. I really didn't play Jadir. Yeah, this is perfect. We go Ball, boom, boom. I honestly could have redrawn this as well, the Eternal Eclipse. Actually, we'll be honest here. This was a mistake. We should have put Eternal Eclipse back into our deck. If we put it back into our deck, we set it with Jean Calvi anyway, and we get another card. So that was a mistake. Sorry about that. Actually, we can just trigger both scenarios. Let's see. Do we go all in here? Let's go double scenario on them. We can fully trigger both of them. I'm kind of feeling it. Yeah, we'll do it. 2 scenarios in a short round should be quite a lot to deal with. He's Xaviering us to set up for the Witch's Sabbath. But again, he's only going to get, like... He's only getting 2 cards. He only gets her Scratch a lot and Man Trap. Oh, by the way, the reason that the Witch's Staff is so good on Scratch a lot is it keeps the boost self. Like, if the boost self's at 2 now, if he used it round 1, it would have been like boost self 10. Like, we get 3 units, he only gets 2, and we get Cultists, and now we trigger both scenarios. This is 100% a GG, but, still cool, though. I will infuse you. Infuse you again. Use this. Boost this in our deck. Play this. There's no way he has anything here. Get triple infused abilities off. And let's see what he's got here. We'll lock Scratch a lot next turn. Lock Crochet. Play Vincent. And just see if we can't take this guy out. It's going to be a kind of insane short round, I'm not going to lie. There he is. Yeah, short round's going to be insane. Gonna be insane. Alright, so here we go. We go lock. Go lock. Go Vincent. Vincent destroys probably the Scratch a lot. Yeah, he's not gonna let us do it. But then we destroyed this. We destroyed this. We're up by like 60 points. And that's a GG. So we have Rain here. Curious to see if this is gonna be a Rioghan deck. It is. So round 1 has to be won. We drew Masquerade Ball, so that should help out quite a bit with it. 2 Aristocrats, Deacons and all. It's a pretty good hand. We actually have Eternal Eclipse too. Actually pretty good hand. You're an Aristocrat, right? And a Cultist. I would like a second Thirsty Dame potentially. Let's put you back. That's good. And we can put you back then. Flipmaker's good. Let's go with this hand. Maybe put back a Deacon, actually. Could draw Mage Assassin, though. It's fine. See, I told you. Told you. But it's fine. We just straight open Masquerade Ball here, because round 1 has to be won. He's probably going to Heat Wave it or something, but, you know, what are you going to do? There's a Melusine. I want an Invocation that... Definitely want to Invocation it. I would like to Invocation it when it's bigger, honestly, but... Might as well just take it.
Lead us across wave crests. Lead us through storms.
Get that Thirsty Dame out. This thing of poison. We'll collar it too. This thing has good value if its order goes off.
You can kiss my tail goodbye.
Felipe here. Is he gonna be good later on? I think we go. I think this is Yon's a Cultist. We don't really need him to find our. Well, we'd like Vincent, Prophet, and such. This is probably the play here. Nope, not Eclipse. John.
I shall not repeat Emil's mistakes.
See if he passes. He does not. There's a Falmar.
Bless us, great lady of the wide seas under depth.
There is a Falmar. Alright, let's start getting stuff doomed.
Let us put an end to this nonsense. This
We don't want that guy coming back. We could get a lot of value from it this round, but our rows aren't super big. We'll see if he wants to. He's a Cultist later in the game. Do want to play as Blightmaker, by the way. Yeah, I figured this was always going to happen here. 1 leader. Messenger coming down. Where's the messenger, guys? Okay. Unlock. Sure. Makes it a better thing to poison. Let's just play our Blightmaker here.
No good wine will come from here, not even compost.
We have a big advantage. And if he can't kill our Fleet even Morlehelm, he's gonna do a lot of work. Give me our poison. Oh, it's just an initiate.
Do not make me beg.
We poison this with this because we've already have a status on this one. Without a messenger from the sea, this is why I don't like these Rioghan decks, by the way. Like, it's not my favorite, but we can give that doomed and it's not coming back. I am more than happy to do so. And I think we'll go Deacon to do our deck infuse. Let's just play a Disciple. We are up by 18 still. He really shouldn't be pushing here because of our Felipe, but he is playing Rioghan, so he has to. Purify time? Nope, just 6 damage. It's pretty unlikely this dies, but he went for it anyway. We can get a lot of value from this dying.
We enact the will of the cosmos.
So we can trigger this as thing's order next turn.
You speak our tongue.
Up by 21. Very good. He's going to do his pass. Do win that round. The question is, do we do this next round as well? He has no Falmar. He does have Rioghan Revive, potentially. We gave Doom to the Crow Mother, so that's gone. I think we'll have our Cultists, right? We definitely don't want this card in our hand, though. Cultist, Beast, Mage, or so let's just put you back. Do have 2 gold Cultists. I think we push to get rid of the Rioghan combo, and then round 3 we go with whatever we've got left over. That's probably our play. Because long rounds are always scary as long as Rioghan's alive. Always scary. This is probably getting heat waved. Which is not great, but nothing we can do about it. I imagine this deck has to run heat wave. Nope, it's not heat wave. What's this? Is Ownermancy heat wave. Yep, it's full Rioghan. Full Rioghan. Did we draw Squirrel this game? I don't think we did. It's kind of unfortunate we didn't get our Squirrel. But what are you going to do? I want to go Prophet as Adrenaline 2, right? So we play him this turn. Mess stuff up for him. Hopefully that messes him up. He's going to have a Revive card. Fukusha or... probably Fukusha. So we can't play that right now. We want to lock a Messenger of the Sea, basically. Like, we want to be playing a Messenger from the Sea and it not doing anything. Perfect. Exactly what we wanted. Do have our 3 cultists, so this is good. Or we will have 3 cultists for the after this. This will give the cultists 2. And I think we're just gonna have enough points here that we beat this. Especially with that locked. It depends if he can unlock or not on the one card there. We might just go for a Vincent kill on it. But honestly, it's better if we just do this first. It's funny, we can actually infuse this now that it's in our deck. Without, it has Deploy Gain Avail, so we can infuse it now. Let's give Blightmaker it. And then we go Artorias Vigo. Look for a Cultist card. Don't have one, which is annoying. Let's go with the Blightmaker for a bit of tempo. And then we'll summon out our Cultist Mage Assassin. Now, he does have the Rain option. But he only has 7 turns, does 14 damage. It's not that much without a messenger. The C's gonna have to play one, and we lock it. We're gonna Vincent this messenger, by the way, next turn, just so we can't unlock it. And then if he plays a second messenger, I think we double hit it with leader, so we can't unlock it again, because he is playing the Mahaka males. Do you do none of that? Do you know that? He could be playing a Grimace too. See, he unlocked it. The thing is, though, it still has a status, so it's gonna die. This should be good here. 26. The thing is, he can probably do this, but we just save our leaders for round 3. There's probably Messenger Rioghan revive in his hand. There's the Messenger, and now he's going to revive the Rioghan. So that's his whole combo, and his Vakusha gone. So, we're okay here. We kind of knew he'd do that. We didn't get our squirrel, which is annoying, but what are you going to do? That should be most of his whole game plan here. He is running Scepter of Storms and everything. Do we have a Mage Assassin for this Blightmaker? I don't believe so. Which makes him not great. Do we have a mage that isn't that? I don't think we do. Melusine's probably actually a good card to hold on to, funny as that is. Let's see here. This is probably good. We'll infuse the Melusine.
In the end, the sea.
Just lock that. This infuses Melusine. Let me go. This Melusine should be pretty good. Oh, he's going full Rioghan combo. 100% complete Rioghan here. This is why against Rioghan you always want to win early. This is a cultist. We take a damage here, but whatever. We get another point by playing it melee. Or we don't lose a point because you have to purify this or this. You don't want to purify either of those, really. It should be a GG. This is why against any Rioghan deck you always kind of have to win round 1. Also why I hate Rioghan decks, because they're very polarizing in the gameplay. And I don't think they're particularly... It's fun to watch the combo go off. But other than that, it's not the best.
We serve her who is burden, mother, and throne.
So we have 14 more than him? Seems about right. GG. Going up against Tactical Decision. Haven't seen a lot of Tactical Decision lately. But what I have seen is just been Colgrim Clog, which is not a deck I'm super excited about, and one that is a little annoying here. But we do have Arjan. We have to be careful because I've also seen a bit of mill, as in they just run Kingslayers in these decks sometimes. So we don't want to just open Jean without knowing what they're doing, but it's possible we can use them here. Not having a scenario in our hands kind of annoying here for this round. We're probably going to end up losing it, but that's fine. We can use a ball round 2 or something.
Without hesitation.
Thing is, against these Colgrim decks, you really want to win round 1. I'm going to guess that's what it is, so that's going to be a problem. The other thing is, we have Adrenaline 2. This would either stop the Defender or the Colgrim, depending on how many cards we have in hand. So Prophet might be a key card for us here. We'll see how we want to play this. We definitely want to win this round, though. Just go with our Blightmakers. They're their best tempo plays.
No good wine will come.
By the way, if you ever need to get your scenarios, you can use Blightmaker to stack the scenario at the top of your deck. Just keep that in mind. It's obviously not ideal. You'd much rather use it on the Mage Assassins and draw the scenarios, but it's possible. The second Blight Maker. He's doing something here. I think we really want to win this round 1. I think he's trying to set up for a Colgrim type thing later in the game. I really would prefer if he didn't do that. The thing is, we don't have poisons for control or scenarios, so it's going to be kind of hard to get the value to beat him if he does go with this. Okay, I was going to say if he goes with the Snowdrop.
You'll never get my rhymes out of your head.
I don't think we're going to really have the value to beat him. But he's not milling us or clogging us. So if it's just a Colgrim type deck, Eternal Eclipse should outvalue it, in theory, I think. If it's Renew Colgrim, then we're talking a little more difficult here. I think we throw down one more card, and it's going to stack our deck. I don't think he's playing any mill stuff, so we'll just throw John down, go with that, get our good cards for later in the game. Then probably he'll play a card here and we'll pass. The thing is, like, I wouldn't like to pass, but 26 just isn't quite doable with this hand. Our best is, like, Hunter, and this to kill the Snowdrop. That's, what, 15? Plus 3, it's 16. 18 over 2 turns. This is to 40. He still has more cards. And these guys don't give us enough points, even if we were to play stuff. And if he's going to go Renew Colgrim, we can at least banish one of the Colgrims, but he's trying to do something, and normally we would have had we'd like to have a scenario here to stop this from happening. We just don't have it, so I have to deal with whatever he has. We do have Invocation as well, by the way. So Purify on the Cupbearer into Invocation also stops Colgrim things. So that's worth noting. Let's see, what do we want here? We probably don't want Squirrel here. We'll probably only go with one of you. 2 Aristocrats, put you back. We have locks enough. Let's see what his plan is here. There's gonna be Renfri. Okay, so I've seen the Colgrim. Well, by the way, I'm talking about Colgrim, not the Renew version. I've seen it a lot with Renfri, so this is not surprising to me. The question is, do we go Ball here? It's a big commitment, and we lose it for round 3. But we don't have a great opener, because we go with these guys, the Aristocrats. Then, like, that's not a great opener. Could just open them with a Disciple, the Initiate. But if we go Initiate, we go to 9. We still probably have to play this. Alright, we can go Initiate. Let's go the Initiate here. Let's see what he plays next. And now we kind of know our scenarios are safe, though, which is very good for us. He's going to go Renfri here. Probably for the Patience 7. Or the 7 cooldown, I mean. That is annoying. We're probably going to have to commit Ball, then. He did get Curse of Pride. No Rune Mage, so whenever they don't play Rune Mage, they get Curse of Pride 8 damage, which is what everyone seems to want. It is annoying. Not gonna lie. Because they always seem to get it. There's a cooldown 7, they also seem to get that one, whichever one they want. So we got exactly what he wanted. Not my favorite situation. Definitely not my favorite. He's gonna want to sear this, probably. And then get it back. I need 15 and 2 cards. Let's play another one. Hit a little slow here. He might continue playing, I think. Yeah, he's going to keep playing. So here's the decision. Do we play a scenario? I think we do. I think we play Ball.
A taste of Northland?
So we go Ball into Felipe, and that should be pretty good. I'm kind of thinking he's going to keep playing here. We can always invocation his Renfri if we think he's going to renew it. Or not renew it, like shuffle it back in.
No one gets to fool me.
But I'd like to save that as the end play of the round.
Let us put an end to this nonsense.
Alright, we triggered the 3 damage cultist ability, that's nice.
Drinking can be hazardous to your health.
Do we use our ability here to get card advantage? I think it's worth it. I think we do this to get a card advantage, potentially. Okay, he's gonna go for the ability. That's expected. That is expected. So, we want to trigger that second poison. We also want to kill something with Vincent. Vincent could kill this. We have poison from Cupbearer. It's fine. We do want to destroy something with you. So we'll come in here with Vincent. Destroy this.
Stress release is necessary. What's lost doesn't like you. Feeling a bit peckish?
Still have Cupbearer poison. Alright, he's got a lot of points still. This is a 12. Doesn't quite do it. Let's just go with Prophet. Hopefully that messes up his plays here. He's gonna lose. We're not gonna get a card advantage, but that's okay. We could take the Renfri here, but we'd have to use our leader again to do that. It's probably worth it, though. This is probably worth it. We go Eternal Eclipse, he has no control, and we see how many points we can get out of this. Problem is we don't have gold cultists left. We need the deacons. These guys, the deacons. There are 5 provisions, so we... Man, scroll team back. We don't want Renfri. Okay, we can't actually... We can only trigger this once. That's really bad. Yeah, this isn't good. But we just don't have cultists. Didn't get our deacons. And again, he doesn't have Renfri, so you never know. Let's go for it. We could make a deacon with Vigo is our best option, so we can't play Cupbearer until then. That's our best choice here. We want to do that first, because then we get more points, potentially. We got the Deacon. Very nice. We're in business, boys. We are in business. Triggering it the second time is really valuable, because it gives us another Deacon. Comes the Roach. Oh, he shuffled back not Roach. Interesting. Not entirely sure what he put back. But, no matter. She's a cultist too. Alright, so we can go... Poison doesn't do much. The Purify is going to be better. Let's just go for the triggering of the scenario here.
The inner circle decided. It is time to act.
And we'll give Thirsty Dame this guy's ability too. Purify, I'm not sure it's going to have much value. Okay, we can do it on that. That's fine. We lose the +1 ability, but it's disabled anyway.
Spin the wheel. Set the
So we'll give you Cultist. Got some points going. He does have his destroy ability back. Yep, there it is.
I live to serve.
Oh, let's see here. This doesn't really do much. I think he's gonna win this suddenly, but what are you gonna do? I needed another cultist instead of this thirsty dame, really. There's Rience.
Remember that.
With our luck, it's not gonna do much, but we'll play it anyway. GG. We needed a round 1 scenario, like I said at the beginning of this game. Either that or draw more deacons. Shieldwall.
Just great.
A couple patches, or like one patch goes to 100% be a deck with Golden Nekkar and Erendite. But that's not... I haven't seen that lately, because you can't run them in the same deck. Do we run Squirrel? Is he going to need anything we want a Squirrel? Could be Amphibious Assault with Knights, potentially. Well, that'd be weird. He wasn't using the new reworked leader ability. But holding on to a Squirrel is usually a pretty safe play. So I think we will. Double Blightmaker, nice to see. There's a Dandelion. That's our Dandelion. Thank you very much. Looks very much like the old Golden Nekkar deck. If it is that deck, yeah, that's what I thought. I'll say it could be that or Knights, and Knights makes a lot of sense here. What with the Blightmakers? Now, Knights are kind of scary because once again, we don't have a scenario round 1. We're going to want to play Rioghan. That's Golden Nekkar Knights? I'm going to be honest, guys. I'm a little confused, but this seems cool. So we'll let him do it.
Feel my cure. Go on.
Do we just Vincent here? I don't really like Vincenting. Let's use one of our locks on this guy. That seems pretty worth it, and we'll go with our Blightmaker instead. The reason I was talking about Vincent is we don't stop that guy. The shields he gives out will be really annoying when we go for the second Mage Assassin. Vile Forbidden Knowledge, that's a card I should put in on my Knight deck, so honestly.
I'm never short on stamina.
So what's the scariest card in his deck? What do we do here? I really don't want a second leader right now. I think what we do is we do a poison here, Vincent destroy. I think that's our plan. He might pass here. This might be his turn to pass. We also know no heat wave though, so our scenarios will be safe. If he passes right now, we play Calvate. If he doesn't, we play Vincent. He plays Cuckoo deck, we're very sad. Alright, I guess we just Vincent here. Not having second poison's annoying because this is going to trigger. But I think we should just Vincent this big knight.
Oh, gentlemen have their vices.
If we give Dandelion Cultist, we can then use him. He'll get boosted. If we give him Cultist and then use Eclipse, we can actually get him boosted and use his Inspired effect, which would be pretty cool. Probably use him anyway. Definitely want to play John here next. We want this tempo advantage so we can get a turn in to do it while being ahead on even. We definitely want to push round 2 against this deck. Baron one coming in.
Stand still in the presence of their
Sure.
will, yeah?
So we're trying to play this.
Onward, sons of Nilfgaard!
And honestly, we don't have very much going for us for the rest of the round here.
What is it?
He gets 2 a turn from this, gets 2 a turn from this. We can let him have it, guys. He's going to get this round. But he did play Golden Nekkar, remember. That's a big commitment from his deck. The other scary stuff's going to be, what, like Defender into... what's it called? I don't think we need Squirrel here. I don't think we want you. Yeah, like his scary card's gonna be Defender and like Windhelm and stuff, but
Remember Sintra!
dueling us, but we can deal with that. Let's go Ball.
A superb specimen, truly.
Don't make me laugh.
Interesting. No Purify is quite annoying here, gonna be honest. But we can do a poison with this guy, so we should be able to get rid of Windhelm at least, get a card advantage.
Feeling a bit peckish.
Should be good enough for this round. Maybe play... yeah. Cool. Round 3 with a card advantage against him. He does have Serenova carryover, but no Golden Nekkar. Felipe would have been really good to hold on to deal with his shield stuff, but I felt we needed it there. Eternal Eclipse. These should be Deacons now and stuff. We redraw. Sir, we played both Plate Makers, right? Yeah. So it should be Deacon next, I would think. Unless it shuffled weird our deck. I did shuffle it weird. Got our Squirrel again. Whatever. We could just put it on the Gold Nekkar just in case he's running Alyssa, but I doubt it. Alright, we've got 8 cards here. Let's go Eternal Eclipse and see what it can do. Well, let's go.
Your father is dead.
Now that is a scary card.
The throne is ours.
That is a very scary card. We can just go Prophet, though.
I'll soon beast and its retinue.
Do we lock this? Everything gets Zeal. He has Order boosted by 4. Next card is locked, though. I think we hold off a turn. I think we lock something else. Alright, so he had a really good out to that.
The stars align.
I think we do lock this. Okay, it's too many scary cards with Zeal. Like Selkirk. Speaking of Selkirk, there he is. He's going to get a really good duel off here. Unless we could go with this and create a... we can create the lock guy. It's our best chance here. Did get him. Really handy to have that option in the deck. We want to go with these guys, though. And then Dandelion and all that good stuff. Do want Dandelion first. I think we can outvalue the shield combo here. I think we can. Go Deacon. First we want to do this, though. Infuse. Infuse you. Doesn't really matter. Start getting the card. And then we go Deacon. Said Deacon. I meant the other one. Whatever. Pretty sure that this Cultist round's going to be too much for him. We know he doesn't have a Yurden or anything.
We must trust each other.
Yeah, we didn't give him Cultists fast enough for me to get boosted here, but it doesn't matter. Good old Garrison. You got a fair amount of points there, let's be honest. Let's go Cultist Squirrel. Teach him the meaning of squirrel. We didn't really need to play that card. I just wanted to see if we could get to 100. We did. GG. So that's Cultists for you guys. We never did get to a super long round with the Cultists, but they get a ton of points, like upward of 150 sometimes. They have a very, very high potential with Eternal Eclipse. Eternal Eclipse, though, you have to have Live for this to work, so be wary of people running Heatwave. If they Heatwave the Eclipse, it's really bad, especially because you tend to throw down Ball early in the game to win a round. And if you throw down Ball early and they Heatwave the Eclipse, then your Cultists are left kind of bad, so just be wary of that. That's why I like to go Ball first. You could run Defender to stop that, but I don't think it's worth it. I think you need the provisions for other cards, so the deck's actually pretty good. And surprisingly, Cultists sort of work as a deck with just the 4 cards. They'd be better with more cards, obviously, but how they work with infusing and all that stuff is actually kind of cool. I do somewhat like the Cultists, not gonna lie. It's not that I dislike Cultists. It's that I wish this was support for soldiers and such. But, you know, you could say lore-wise, the Eternal Eclipse, Cult of the Black Sun makes sense with the expansion, the Curse of the Black Sun. But then again, we got Knights for Northern Realms and not Spectres, so I don't think they're too sold on needing the theme to match up here. Whatever. But yeah, Cultists, they're actually pretty cool. But the deck itself, I do actually like. This is just like this is a version I threw together after seeing some other people playing the deck, like opponents running the deck. I put in most of the cards I saw. That's usually how I make my decks here. I'm curious about something. But yeah, Invocation for Heatwave is an interesting consideration. It helps against scenarios, but you just lose it's the trade-off. Do you want the unit from Invocation, or do you want the more permanent removal scenarios for the Heatwave, and you lose the ability to play the unit you take? Up to you. It's a hard one to say. But other than that, I really like the deck. The combination of Ball and Eclipse is really good. This is what I want to talk about mostly here, because Eclipse gives you tons of Point Slam and tons of engine value on your Cultists. And what engine value and Point Slam decks tend to lack is control. Ball gives you poisons for control, and the aristocrats that come with it give you control. Morhelm's got Destroy, Felipe's got poisons and locks. It's just really nice synergy how the deck comes together. And then you have Infusing, triggering Thirsty Dames, if you fuse the opponents with the Initiates. It just all works together quite well. I think this is the version I'm going to run. The only question is, do you want to go Heatwave in here? Vigo, by the way, without 3 of a unit or anything, he still seems really good. He is a questionable choice. If you want to cut a card and make an adjustment, it's probably the Vigo slot. I highly recommend Prophet. He's really good. Cupbearer's Purify is amazing in this deck. So I think, and the Poison's useful too. So I think Vigo, if you want to cut a card, is where you go. And if you want to cut if you want to get Heatwave in, I think you go minus Invocation and minus Vigo. And then you go to 7s, and you're like, hey man, are there any good 7-point cards in this game? You're like, oh yeah, there kind of are, but they're not in Nilfgaard. I'm just kidding. You can go with Dead Man's Tongue if you want more consistency, or you can go neutral. Surrender, not bad against dwarf stuff. can always throw in the Nekkars as well. So you go like minus Invocation, minus Vigo, throw in Nekkars, and Heatwave. I think that's the option you have there. Vigo works out quite well, even if you're making like, if you look at the cards here, Hunter's really good to make a lock. Squirrel's good to make a banish. You saw that last game, or first game, I think. First game. And then you've got other options here, but I think he's good, but he's not that consistent. So maybe if you want to cut a card, this is where you do it and make some adjustments. But this is the deck. I really enjoyed this one, surprisingly. I didn't think I'd like Cultists that much, but you know what? I do kind of like them. Not gonna lie. Do like them. That'll be it for this one, guys. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you next time. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more. And you can check out some more videos over here. And thanks for watching.